right, it is time to continue our NCAA football win series, and we are on to the Sun Belt, Fun Belt, and we are starting with Appalachian State. And App State has been the epitome of good since jumping up to the Sun Belt in 2014. 2014, Scott Satterfield led them to a 7-5 season, no bowl for them, but after that, 11 wins, 10 wins, 9 wins, 11 wins, 4 straight bowls for Satterfield. Eli Drinkowitz takes over for just a year, a 13-win season at a New Orleans Bowl. He did not coach the bowl game. He left. Sean Clark comes in, 9 wins, 10 wins. 2022 was 6-6, no bowl game. Then last year, 9-5 for them. They opened up with a win against FCS Gardner-Webb. They lost at North Carolina in double overtime. They beat East Carolina before losing at Wyoming. And then they go and beat Louisiana Monroe, but stumbled a little. Lost to Coastal Carolina, lost at Old Dominion, and then rallied off 5 wins. Southern Miss, Marshall, at Georgia State, at JMU. JMU's first loss of the year, and that was an overtime win. Then Georgia Southern. They lost the Sun Belt Championship game at Troy before beating Miami of Ohio in the Cure Bowl last year. And an interesting team this year. They've got some good parts, and they've got some places that they need help. Let's start on offense, and it's going to start out with running the ball. They have a good offensive line. Thomas Gentry's a big left tackle. Jack Murphy's on the other side. The outside of the line's good. The inside of the line is pretty new. Thomas Schrader comes in from Florida State. Michael Murata comes in from Valdosta State. Nate Newell at running back is gone, but Kane Roberts is a good running back. They have a lot of good running backs on this squad. They typically will have somebody that averages 5 yards a carry. Really like him. The big guy to watch for is Joey Aguilar. He can move. He's a 6'3", 220-pound quarterback. Took over the job last year. 3,757 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 3 more on the ground. He is looking to take another step this year. The receiving core, Cadian Robinson led the team with 905 yards and 10 scores. Christian Horns back on the outside. Good offensive continuity there. The defense, they did a good job with takeaways, but they also had some big stumbles down the stretch and early in the season. I mean, they got destroyed by Troy, but the secondary is good. They get some new transfer portal parts. They bring back Ethan Johnson, who's probably going to be one of the best corners in the Sun Belt. Jordan Favors, Ronald Clark are back at safety. They bring in Miles Farmer from Syracuse. They also bring in a transfer from North Carolina A&T. Linebacking core loses Andrew Parker. They still have a good young group in that front 7. Caden Sullivan's going to lead that. Offensive line, also good and young. Santana Hopper is hoping to take another step. And then Marcus Clark's the veteran who rotates in. He should be good for some pass rush this year. If they can keep up the turnovers and stop the run well this year, they're going to be in a good situation. It's when teams really ran the ball well against them that they struggled last year. They're going to have to get used to a new rotation up front. I like the secondary. I do worry about them stopping the run some. But we look at their schedule. They open August 31st against East Tennessee State. That should be a win. And then it gets a little rough. They're at Clemson on September 17th. That's going to be a loss. September 14th, they're at East Carolina. I have that as a coin flip. Then it's a short week before facing South Alabama. They should win that game. But that creates a miniature bye before having to host Liberty. Liberty's going to be going after one of those college football playoff spots. They should be a really good team. This is a good early test for both squads. I have that in a toss-up lean loss. October 5th at Marshall, that should be a win, and then at Louisiana should be a win on the 12th. They have a bye October 19th before getting Georgia State at home. That should be a win. They get ODU at home this year. I think they don't fall this time. They get the win there. But then a short week again at Coastal Carolina. That's a tough game. Coastal should be a good squad, and it's short week on the road. I put that as a toss-up before a bye, and then James Madison November 23rd. And we don't know what James Madison's going to look like. I think they can get a win there. And then I think they can close out their season with a win at Georgia State. I have this team in the 8 to 9 win range, and win totals are kind of everywhere. You can get them at over 7.5, but you have to pay a heavy juice to get the over. You can take the 8.5. You can get plus odds at over or a little bit of juice on the under. What we're going to look at though is Caesars. Caesars is sitting at a flat 8. We're going to take the over at minus 140. So Appalachian State over 8 wins, minus 140. We're going to continue our Sun Belt series next, but make sure to go back through, look at the Mountain West, look at the MAC. If you like the content, please like, share this, help us out with the algorithm, and we'll see you next time.